Hello, Chem 1. I know. It's been so long. Look how long my beard got. Look at it. Seriously, this is crazy, huh? I couldn't leave without saying goodbye. I mean, it's a shame we didn't get to say goodbye in person. It's all this, COVID stuff going on. But I had to say goodbye, and I got to tell you, I'm not saying you're the smartest classes I've ever had, the smartest students I've ever had, the best students I've ever had, but it probably was the nicest students I've ever had in 30 some years of teaching. And I just wanted to say that. It was a good year, and I'm glad I had you guys as my last year because, when you get older, that's what happens. Like a lot of times, like I've seen a lot of teachers go out, badly, where they just couldn't wait to retire. I could have kept teaching. I'm glad I'm not, considering next year you're probably going to be starting with all this, online nonsense as well. I'm glad I'm not. Not that I wouldn't like to see you guys again, but I won't see you guys again. You know what's going to happen. Next year we're going to get back. We're not going to get back together. That's the whole point. Next year we're not going to get back together, most likely. That's a shame. It's a real shame for you guys. I feel bad for you. Especially a group like you who really seem to get along pretty well with each other as well as with me. Now, I'm not saying everybody, loved me. There were those people. You know who you are. No, just kidding. Um, it's funny how things work out. Like your teachers are kind of making fun of me because I put up all those those boards over there with my old pictures from former students and stuff like that, and like way before I retired, last marking period before I retired. But think about it. If I was going to wait till the end to do that, I wouldn't have had that chance. So I'm glad you guys got to see some of that stuff, make fun of me, and when I looked young and stupid, and actually had hair that wasn't, well, at this point very long, but still really really gray. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's funny how things work out. I just kind of did it on a whim, making those boards with the old pictures of the nostalgia from my youth as a teacher, and you guys got to see a little bit of that, and there was other things you guys got to see too. You got to see me kind of at my least. I was going to say my best, but that would really scare you, wouldn't it? At my least annoying. I forget who it was that said it at one point. Maybe it was Mara. I can't remember. It was in that class. It was in period 3, or maybe it was Emma. She said that you don't really hate us. And it's true. I know I kind of mess with you guys a lot, but you guys know that I didn't really. Yeah, we had a good time and we had fun. And you guys got to see a better part of me than I was when I was a younger teacher, which is good because back then, it was, you had to basically set the stage. People would walk all over you. I know you guys. You like to walk all over student teachers and young teachers. So you learn that real quick. So after a year or two of that, you start to realize that you got to be tough. And you got to have a reputation. Like Emma said when she was walking down the hallway as a freshman, she was scared to walk by my door because I yelled at her once. And that's not a bad thing. Fear's not a bad thing, except in this whole, coronavirus stuff. Now, I think fear here has gotten a little out of hand. And so I kind of wanted to say a few words about that as well. I had a chance earlier to say goodbye to my AP Chem classes, and I made this point because they were doing a project where they were studying, and you would have done it too. It's a shame that you won't. If I had you as AP Chem students, the last thing I do after the AP exam was have you guys do a project on what I call scare stories. There have been a lot of them. You don't know about them, unfortunately, because I didn't really get a chance to teach them to you. And so at the end of this year, I didn't get a chance to do the project with them, but my AP kids, have seen a lot of the a lot of the videos that I normally show. So after going through all those with them, I gave them just a final farewell and talked to them about it, and I kind of wove it all together. How kind of we're in the middle of one of these now too, these scare stories. There's been a lot of them in my lifetime. I mentioned them, and if you ever want to watch some of the AP Chem stuff, you might see some of them on global warming and global cooling and Ebola and SARS and the West Nile virus and the bird flu and the sky is falling flu. And we're in the middle of another one now, but never has there been one like this. And it's unfortunately really affecting you guys, especially a class like you. Really, I never really saw a class that kind of, got along the way you guys did. It really seemed to mesh. Most of you seemed to like each other for the most part, and didn't hate me for the most part. And that's a great way to teach. I mean, makes life a lot easier when you can get along. But the videos I was showing them, the older videos, were all about different scare stories. And we're in the middle of one right now. And I know some of you guys are really scared. Some of you are probably living in houses that are saying that this is BS. There's nothing to all this. This is a hoax, right? A complete hoax. And others of you are like, hide under the bed until, next January. And then maybe come out if we have a vaccine. So there's a big range there. And some of you can't see your friends. And, that's a big deal for you because, you were a very, close-knit class. And I feel bad for you guys because the fact is, if any class, needed to be together, it was you guys. You really did well together. You joked around together. You had fun together. And I know that. And I feel bad that you guys aren't going to get that. And you probably won't get that next year either. I hate to be the first person to break it to you, but it's probably true. I hope to God I'm wrong. I hope next year you start off the year in, late August and you have a full school year. But I'll be very surprised if that's what happens because this is what fear does to people. People get scared and they do stupid things. They do things that are counterproductive. They don't look at the unintended consequences of what they're doing. And then they make out that anybody who doesn't agree with them is evil. If you don't wear a mask, and if you think we should go back to work, and if you think we should open up the country, you're just a horrible person. And you want people to die. And that's what it's come to. I mean, that's a shame that it's come to that. And I feel bad that you're going to have to live in that world, especially since you're going to have to live in it for quite a while. Meanwhile, I don't. I beat you there, huh? I'm going to be out of here a lot sooner than you guys. So that's a good thing. Well, it's a good thing for me. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Think about it. I'm going to die sooner, which is a good thing. No, that's not. I'm just kidding. We can't say that. I'm sure things will turn around. I hope they do. I hope you guys have a good next year, senior year. Most of you are sophomores. I think I had a couple of juniors. I hope you guys have a good year. And I hope to see you around a little bit. I will be, I'm not one of those people who's never going to come back. However, I did buy a camper and I plan on using it going away. If I don't come back, if I go away and, you never hear from me again, it doesn't mean I did it because I didn't like you guys. I mean, there are other things I didn't like about this place and most of it, was not the kids. I go to the retirement thing at the end of the year. Don't tell the other teachers, okay? Don't tell them this because this is they'll get angry. I go to the retirement thing for teachers at the end of the year, and you always hear the same stuff. They always joke about how, I'm not gonna miss the school. I'm not gonna miss the kids, but I'm gonna miss the teachers. That's nonsense. There are very few teachers I'm going to miss in that building. All right, it's not the teachers I'm going to miss. It's basically you guys. I never understood that. I'm one of the few teachers that would take sick days and personal days on in-service days. You know why? The only people there on in-service days are teachers. I don't want to see them. They're boring. You guys were fun. So I'm just saying, it was, you guys are the best part of the whole building, and I don't understand why, the idiot teachers who basically, well, yeah, I don't miss the kids. I miss the camaraderie of the teachers. Well, that's just not me. I never had any. Maybe I just didn't have enough friends that were teachers. I don't know. But I like to consider you guys friends. I mean, you guys were a good class. You really were. I'm not just saying that. You were one of my favorite classes of all time. And I was blessed to have you guys as my last year. I didn't have to have that. Like I was saying a little while ago. I've seen a lot of teachers go out angry, disgruntled, glad to get the heck out of here. That's not me. I could have taught longer. I'm glad I don't have to under these circumstances because it wouldn't be teaching. It would be me talking at my phone right here in my she shed. Well, it's not really a she shed. It's kind of a wee shed. Not weed. I didn't say weed. I said wee shed. It's kind of a wee shed because like my wife uses it for some of her stuff and I use it for some of mine, which here I am. Doing something. Matter of fact, here, I'll take you around. I'll show you the she shed. You want to see it? This is kind of fun. Oh boy, it's stuck to the thing. Hold on. Wait, there we go. Look at all my pictures here. Okay, wait, I should probably flip this around. Hold on. No, I can't do that. I thought it would, no, it doesn't do that. Okay, so here are my pictures. All right, these are all the pictures on the wall of the places we've been with my kids. All right, this is, look at this, we went west. Look at how small the kids were. My kids, that is. Look at that. You probably know what that is, right? Mount Rushmore, right? That's the Grand Tetons. Look up what that means. You don't want to. Badlands, Devil's Tower. Remember Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Ooh, there's a spider on the wall. I don't like spiders. There's Yellowstone. Cape May. Remember that lighthouse in Cape May? You guys ever been there? This is the Grand Canyon. That's Coral Pink Sand Dunes. That's one of my sons running up the Coral Pink Sand Dunes. Pretty cool. There's Bryce Canyon. Arches. That's God creating Adam. All right. There's that's in Gettysburg. Ireland. All these are from Ireland. Yeah. Huh? Oh, actually, that one's from Scotland. That's St. Andrews. And there's Ireland again in Ireland. Oh, nope, that's Scotland actually too. That's Rome, the Vatican. That's also Rome. That's Fountain of Trevi. And also Italy. Spanish Steps. England, obviously. You know that. And a lot of other places we've been. This is the she shed. You like it? Huh? There's all the national parks. Now, I got a camper, I told you. So my goal is to go to every one of the 50-some national parks. That's a lot of national parks. I've been to about 20, maybe 17, I think, total. It's a puzzle I put together with my mom. She's in a nursing home. You can't go visit her now. I haven't visited her not for years, but literally months, ever since this whole Corona thing started. And there's a whole bunch of other pictures in the she shed. Pretty cool, huh? That's the she shed. Just thought I'd show you. Pretty neat. Sometimes at the end of the year, I'll be thinking about what I want to say to my kids as my students as a end of the year kind of thing. It's always want to be something profound. I don't know about how profound it could possibly be, but it's coming from me. But I never really do it. I kind of just chicken out. I think about it. I'm going to bed and I think, I'll say this or that or thing. And then just time comes. And even though I had really good classes over the years, nice kids I still keep in touch with, kids I like, you never really do get to say the things that you would want to say because, it's the end of the year and, you're going to see these same kids next year anyway. Yeah, you can't get all mushy on these people because, you got to maintain that distance. But I don't have to anymore, so I can tell you how I really feel. You're good kids. You're nice kids. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not saying you're the brightest class I ever had. I'm not saying you're the smartest class. I'm not saying you're the best class. I'm saying you're the nicest class. I probably ever had. They kind of really get along with each other and with me, and you really, um, really seem to be good people. And I hope that you have a good next year and the rest of your high school. I have doubts because of the way things are going with this whole Corona thing, but I do hope that you guys will do well. And if you ever have any questions, need any help, go off to college. I have, and I'm not just saying this is not something that people say like, oh yeah, well just we'll be in touch. I'll keep in touch. Um, I don't think a year has gone by in my lifetime of teaching that students haven't gone off to college and gotten in touch with me and asked me for questions, whether it was, chemistry related or not. I've kept in touch with a lot of former students. So I hope you guys will do that as well, even though we only had each other. We only really knew each other for, less than a year, not even a whole year. Most of my students, some of my students, some that I keep in touch with a lot, I had for 2 or even 3 or 4 years as a athlete, as a coach, and 2 or 3 years in classes or study halls or homeroom. I would see these guys or girls, on a regular basis for almost their entire high school life. We only were together for 7 months, so I realized that, but it was still a good time, and I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. And good luck next year, because you will need it. I won't be there to protect you. That was my laugh right there. Same laugh, hasn't changed.